Hello and welcome to Doing Time with Abe Auer. I am Abe Auer, so thank you so much for watching. Hey, please like and subscribe this. Comment something nice, okay, not something crazy like people tend to do on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and appreciate if you follow me on my other socials as well. Instagram is Abe_Auer, and Facebook is Abe Auer Comedy. And I will tell you this right now, I would have never guessed that Facebook would take off the way that it has for me. I have a lot more Facebook followers than Instagram, and I had put a lot more time into trying to build my Instagram. But I want to thank everyone who has followed my page on Facebook. I've gotten like 1,500 new followers in the last couple weeks, so that's awesome. I had a couple jokes about local things that really took off, and I just got a ton of positive feedback from that, and that's been really cool. So I didn't see that coming, and some of those jokes, some of those videos I put a lot of time into, and they really took off. So Instagram, not so much, but the Facebook and the local stuff was really good for me, so I appreciate it. I thank all you guys for watching and following my page, and that's been really cool, just all the comments and stuff. So yeah, so thank you for that. Thanks for watching this. This is one of, I think, I've said 10,000, and that's my goal, is get to 10,000 episodes of this. I think I'm on 12 maybe, so we're getting there. Yeah. So what I'd like to do is just quick. I haven't had any. Well, no, I'm going to say some shows that I have coming up. This week's going to be busy. Besides the youth soccer schedule, we have Friday and Saturday. I'm doing shows with a wonderful fella, Zoltan Cassis, in Milwaukee at Shank Hall. And he's bringing his buddy, Bob Hansen, who I've done show. Last summer, I got to host for Zoltan at Skyline, 5-show, 3-day weekend. And this guy is a master of comedy, I would say. He is so good, so funny. And then Sunday, hosting for Dustin Nickerson at the Milwaukee Improv. And I've done quite a few shows with him, too. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It's one show. The Improv holds like 400 people. Maggie Hughes DePaulo from Chicago is also going to be on that show. So that's a busy weekend, but I'm really looking forward to it. And then Saturday, June 20th, I have a show in Green Bay with Ms. Ari. I always say it wrong, but I try to say it right. James Thorne and Brian LeConte. And so come on out to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Those tickets are sold through Eventbrite. And it's going to be close to downtown Green Bay on Father's Day Eve. It's a clean show. Got some dads, a future dad, and a mom on there. So check that out. That'll be a lot of fun. So that's what I have coming up. I haven't had, let's see, I haven't had a show in a little bit of a while. What was the last one I did? Oh, Sturgeon Bay. I don't even know if I talked about that. Sturgeon Bay Rogue Theater. I think I did talk about it. I did 20 minutes featured. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, Sturgeon Bay, Door County shows have always been pretty good to me. But I've had some open mics since the last podcast. I hosted, not this past week, but the week before, I hosted the open mic. And so I have, like I said, I've found hosting the open mic just a little bit tougher for the opening set, but I just go into it with the mind frame of like, I'm up to talking, everyone's getting their seat, they're still figuring out what's going on, and so I just do my jokes, and then, but you're up there so much, you're in between every comic, and you get a lot of time just talking into the microphone, so I find that to be valuable and enjoyable. Sometimes you get a chance to throw some zingers in there in between. Someone does something weird or goofy, you get to make a little comment about it if you want. I think just don't be too mean, obviously. My favorite comment is probably when someone says something really weird. I'll get up there in between. I'll say, well, it is a free show, guys. So you get what you paid for. One time, someone was walking out, I guess, when I said that, and he said, worth every penny. And he was walking early. So, and then this past week, I got to do the last set of the night. Typically, everyone's getting 3 or 4 minutes. The host gets 6. The last person gets 8. So, I got to do a longer set, and if I'm really all these open mics. I'm trying to do new jokes so I can expand my catalog of jokes, because I could tell the same jokes over and over, but I need to build time that I'm able to offer for a show. I mean, I've done quite a few 20, 30-minute sets. And I did all that Green Bay show. I did a 30-minute set and not record it. I always record, even just audio, and I forgot. And it's too bad, because that was so much fun. I felt so good about that. Had a lot of fun at that one. That was end of April, I think. So no recording, no maybe even proof that I did it. So it's too bad. So yeah, I always try to record, even if it's just the audio. If there's no good spot to set up a camera, I will at least try to get the audio so I can listen to it back and just kind of hear my cadence, hear the joke, all that stuff. Those are all keys to becoming better at comedy. And let's see. So yeah, I got to close that mic. But then last night, Friday night, I drove down to Milwaukee. Went to a club called The Laughing Tap. I've never been there before. It's an independent club. But they had Mark Norman did a midnight show. So he's at the Milwaukee Improv this weekend, but he did a midnight show Friday night, and I powered through. I knew it was going to be just brutal because I worked all day, and then we were outside a bunch. We had a big thing downtown, and drove down there. It was pouring pretty hard some spots, but I wanted to do it because I've wanted to see him in person for a while. So it was a cool show. There was 5. Usually there's 3 comics, but this was kind of a special night. So they had the crew who was doing the weekend. They all had sets, some shorter than what they would do on a normal show, and then Mark's opener did a set, and then Mark came out and he did, I think, probably a lot of new jokes. It was really fun to watch him work. He's very well known. He's a very established comedian. He's been doing comedy for a very long time. It's very funny. Yeah, he's pretty edgy with a lot of stuff he says, but very funny guy. So that was fun, but it was a late night, and actually, man, I was that. And the worst part, I was like, I'll be able to probably get there and the show will be fine. But I knew the drive back is what was going to be brutal, and it was brutal. I made it, but it took a long time. I had to stop and close my eyes. Well, I had a gas station parking lot for just a little bit. It's risky, but sometimes you just got to do it. So that was fun. And then actually last weekend I went took a couple of my kids to see The Breadwinner, Nate Bargatze's movie, and it was a lot of fun. It was great. And some of the a comment that I've seen someone make, which I thought the whole time too, is like, it's nice to be able to take kids to a movie where you're not on edge wondering what is going to be said or done that you need to explain or quick say, hey, don't look at this. Nothing gruesome, no vulgar language, nothing like that. And it really is a throwback to a time when there's so many movies like that available. And so that was good. That was well worth the price to go to the theater. And what was really fun for me is there was 4 people in the movie who I've done comedy shows with. Brian Bates, Aaron Weber were in one of the opening scenes as the Garbage Men, and they had talked about this for a long time on their podcast. And so I've done a lot of shows with both of them, and so that was cool. And then Dusty Slay had a scene in there where they braided up his hair and everything. And I've done shows with him, and I've hung out with him quite a bit. So that was really cool. He had a little bit longer scene than those other 2. And that was awesome. And then Derek Stroop was in there at the end, and I've worked with him before too. So that was really cool. They're all very close to Nate in one way or another. So, they were able to be in the movie, which is awesome to see that. And they had Mandy Moore, Will Forte, Colin Jost were all in there. So it was a good movie, though. I mean, it's like you could take kids any age, and it would be fun. It would be fun for them. I took a 10-year-old, 12-year-old, and we had a ball. We had a blast. We had a good time, and so that was cool. That was fun. I enjoyed going to see that. And then the fundraiser coming up. We're about a month away, and it's been sold out. It is sold out within like 2-3 days of tickets going on sale. And this is what happened. And if you know me, well, I'll say I feel bad. People who weren't able to get tickets. and they're now realizing that it's sold out. And I'll say, if you know me, you would know that. I would feel bad about that, but maybe you know me and you wouldn't think that. But I do feel bad for people who were not able to get tickets to this, because it is a big deal that Charlie Barron's is coming to New London. And also, for anyone who's gone to high school, like with myself or Joseph Huber or Teresa Marie Hardy, you're going to want to see it. And a lot of our classmates did buy tickets, but there's a lot who didn't, for whatever reason. Because sometimes, if any stuff's only advertised on the internet, that's the only way you're going to see it. If you're not on your phone all the time, you ain't going to know. And all of a sudden, it could be advertised and sold out before you even get a chance. And I do feel bad about that. But I just have to, I'm very thankful for everyone who's bought tickets, everyone who's committed one way or another to help out with this, to be a part of it. That's awesome. I'm very happy about all that and all the money that we're going to be able to give to New London Chamber Fund. It's going to be great. And so there's other ways. Cassie Kodke, who I went to even elementary school with, middle school, high school, an artist. She's very talented in many ways, but she's an artist in her spare time. She's an artist. And she has a painting that she has donated, essentially the prints to it. I don't have any, they're upstairs, but I'm going to show, I'm going to put it in a couple things. She's donated these. These are being sold as part of the event. You can buy it ahead of time, have it shipped to you, or pick it up at the event. But it's really cool. It's a painting of a wolf, and the Wolf River is what flooded in New London. So it's coming back to the wolf here. So she's donated that. And so we graduated the same year together. So it's very cool to see New London people getting involved. And I have a couple other things I'm working on as far as fundraising at the event. And I took a little break from all things fundraiser related, from the launch of it to, and having it sold out right away. So I didn't have to advertise at all after that. And now I'm going to get back into fundraiser mode, because I have things I do have to get settled, get figured out, or signed up for, whatever you want to call it. And so, but I put a lot of time in before it was all announced and sold. So I just want to take a little break so I didn't get burnout on it. And I'm good to go now. Now it's going to be, we're about a month out. And so pedal to the metal on that. So that's the big thing right now. So the show's coming up in Green Bay, but I'm very excited. I'm very thankful. And people are, there's a buzz, I'd say, about this fundraiser. And when I see people at the grocery store, soccer games, events, people are talking about it and they're excited, and they should be, because this is awesome. So thank you again to everyone who bought tickets to the flood relief fundraiser. And there's some corporations looking to sponsor as well. So hopefully that will just add to the funds we're going to be able to give. And that's pretty much it, though. I just want to touch on those things. So, yeah, there will be some stuff. We went fishing today. Caught a fish here tonight. So that was fun. Summer is about in full swing. But, yeah, in July, I got some shows going down to Indiana. Going to work with Brian Bates again. September, got some Dusty Slay shows. But there's other things I have in the works for shows, and other things coming up that I can't announce yet. But, thanks. I haven't put an episode on in a couple weeks. Summertime gets real busy with soccer and kids being off of school and all that stuff. But thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. Nothing too crazy if you can help it. No. But thank you. All right. Have a good night.